What's up, guys? It's just Joe with It Is What It Is. This is the 2001 Trans Am Ram Air. I've had it since January 2001. I want to do a review. I've already seen quite a few. On Lucas. This car has 232,000 miles on it. I've used both of these products before when I had issues in the past on the power steering. I've always used the engine stabilizer, just a little glob, every time I get my oil changed since about 90,000 miles to just to make sure it doesn't dry start. Anyways, about 3 months ago, I ran out of the oil stabilizer, the Lucas, and I forgot about it. I go get my oil changed. A couple years later, this is what we got going on. And this was not that long. I turned it this way, and then I noticed I had power engine oil one day and power steering fluid. And all of a sudden, since I have dementia, I realized I need to go get some Lucas. It's been a long time. So I started using it, and I parked there after I used it, and then I went and washed it off in the rain really good one day and brought it back, and well, let's say it washed some stuff off. So a few days ago, I watched another guy on YouTube. To get all of the oil off of the oil pan or whatever underneath, have your engine warm and use Easy Off. Heavy duty is what I got. And then at the car wash, sprayed it on, washed it off, got a lot of that shit off underneath. But I started using that a couple of weeks ago again. I drained the power steering out. Not all the way. I just siphoned out most of it in the pump and put maybe half that bottle in. It's not a very big bottle, but I was still having leaking coming down off that rod, those two little silver rods, but I didn't see anything up top. So it slowly started getting better and better. This is what when you use Easy Off on your engine, this is what happens if you get it on, blue paint. That's what it looked like. And then yesterday I didn't care. I don't really care. I don't give a shit. But that's apparently what it does. So, and it made all my plastic look kind of shitty. But it's okay. I'll shine it back up later. But after I washed it off with that, and this person's gonna think I'm fucking crazy, I came home and there was it's been 2 days and there's no leak in the power steering at all now. So I'm assuming it was in the rack and pinion on this side, and not coming from up here, because I did have that replaced not too long ago anyways. So, and as far as the engine, like I said, 232,000 miles, and I've got a minor leak here that my amazing mechanic Jordan at Lake Highlands Automotive in Dallas, Texas. I highly recommend them. Really cool guys. They know their shit. And they're not the kind of people that screw you. With this, for instance, it's smoking. I thought my engine was going to catch on fire. All it was doing, he says, like, it's dripping a little bit of oil, very little, and it's just hitting that exhaust manifold and it's smoking. And he's like, I wouldn't worry about it. And that was 2.5 years ago. So thank you, Jordan. Great mechanic. But I do still have a minor oil leak, obviously. That is an oil leak. But since I've cleaned everything off, that little bitty spot right there is all I've had. And that's 2 days worth of oil compared to that first spot. And mainly, my main issue was the power steering, because I did not want to deal with that. So, you can get this stuff anywhere. It is a savior. If your vehicle has 60, 70,000 miles on it, I'd recommend going ahead and getting both of them, and putting a glob of each in. Just to seal everything up really good. Like I said, I should have used it a little earlier maybe, but if I would not have forgotten about it, I probably would have never had that power steering fluid leak if I would have kept using it. It's just, I bought these bottles, and this bottle right here, it's still like this, so I didn't use that much. I bought one I think a decade ago, and I finally finished it up a few years ago, and I meant to buy a bottle, and I forgot about it, and that's why this engine kept getting worse. And then that happened, so then that's when I'm like, oh, my brain clicked, rack and pinion, need Lucas. So these two products are definitely worth their money. Like I said, I personally recommend them to people if your engines and power steering isn't even leaking yet. Just a little dauble in there. I've got literally everything my car could need back there. But yeah, so. But that being said, it's a cold day. Looks like fucking shit. Before I started using the oil stabilizer, it mainly, that's what I was saying, if you use it, turn it around, use it before your engine's leaking, it'll only help seal everything up, but mainly it prevents dry start. So, it's literally the consistency of honey. So if you're a little low on oil, instead of adding oil, have that and just add just a little bit, just enough, and it'll go in there and coat everything good. And the service engine soon light is simply because this car has 8 O2 sensors, and I refuse to get them fixed. The security light is on because I turned the security off because it has way too many sensors and it got really annoying. But 232,000 miles. The engine, I had new spark plugs put in at 70,000 miles. Not that they needed them, I just wanted to do it because I had the money at the time, and I thought they would need it. And they were like, oh, they're platinum plugs, they're good. But they went ahead and replaced them with more platinum plugs, and now this many thousands of miles later, they're still fine. I do recommend also only use castor oil. There's a lot of brands out there. Pennzoil has wax in it. It's not good for your shit. My dad and granddad ran Castrol in our tractors since like the 60s, and we're still running Castrol in the same tractors, so Castrol. But yeah, I've been meaning to do this video the last month. I just wanted to wait and see. It is amazing how if you do have, even if it is a significant leak, if you use this product, give it a few days. If it needs to be topped off, use some more. If it doesn't, keep driving it. Let it do its thing. Get you some Easy Off. Try to the car wash. Spray you some up underneath there. You can spray it on don't spray it on everything on the top. I'm not even gonna get into that. I only did certain areas, and the paint thing was just because I don't give a shit. My car's spray painted. But spray that up underneath really good on that oil pan or anywhere you have any oil, and then get that hot soap, 10 minutes. I've never seen anything clean that. It was very easy, mainly because when you have all that oil gunk, a lot of people don't know this, and most of you probably already do. Anyways, you have oil gunk all over your shit. It's kind of like putting your engine in a cooler. It can't cool properly. You know what I'm trying to say. It does not cool properly because it's caked with engine oil that should not be there. So the cooling air, so your engine will overheat faster. Just sitting here letting the car run. So that's the main reason I wanted to do it. Not that the car was overheating. I just wanted to clean that shit off and see like I know where it's leaking, but it's leaking way up here in the front, and like I got all this oil way like in the middle, and it's just because it's been leaking for 2 years. But once I sprayed all that off, since that Lucas is in there, it's just dripping that little bitty baby drip that's the same as it was 2 years ago on that exhaust manifold. Now it's not dripping as bad, probably because of that Lucas. And shit, I forgot the prices on those. Yeah, I have Brittany above my head. You know, she's always with me, I guess. Always make sure you lock your T-tops. Otherwise, if you crack your window going 70 miles an hour, it'll just suck it off like you're in the Fast and the Furious, except I was not in the Fast and the Furious. So I bought another one, and I didn't want to buy the felt one. I'm too cheap, so I bought, for some reason, I had a Britney Spears. I didn't even get into that. It's just embarrassing and sad on so many levels. But anyway, so Lucas brand oil stabilizer, power steering fluid. I still need to do a lot of work. I need to wipe this plastic down. It looks like it's 105 years old, 10 years younger than me, but my God. Anyways, whatever. It was all about the Lucas. Still my baby. That's actually a new Ram Air hood because the original one, it wasn't unlatched. It was like something hit it here and it fucking broke going 80 miles an hour. So this half stayed connected and that half went into the windshield. So that was exciting. Luckily, I just pulled off the road, drilled holes in it, zip tied the bitch down, drove it home, bought a new hood, spray painted it, bought a new windshield, whatever. No big deal. But, yeah. Now I've got, that is not my leak, by the way. I've never parked here before, so I suppose, until 2 days ago. So We have that very minor leak in the back from where it still probably needs to be cleaned a little better underneath. But as far as major oil, I can't turn the light on. I don't know how to do that. I'm like Simply Sarah. I love Simply Sarah. But yeah, Lucas is, I keep on saying the word Lucas. It is amazing. I need to go ahead and put some in this little baby right here. And this is the funniest little car. I love this little car. I just love the way the hood opens. I'm not going to do it for y'all. Y'all can look it up yourself, but it's funny. It just hangs on with the string. But I will tell you, to you people, I do love my Trans Am. It's my baby. But this car right here, you got so much room in here. I got way much more room than I do in the other one. And, let's say it's more comfortable. I don't know. I love both these cars. This one's just fun because you just zip around. I'm like it's a Mario Kart car. I don't know if I'm Princess or Toad. I'm not Bowser. That is for show. She dirty. Anyways, Lucas brand. That's the only vehicle I guess I've ever used it on, because it's the only vehicle I've owned my whole life. But I have taken good care of it. But Castrol, Lucas is definitely worth your money. To all you people out there that have minor engine leaks or minor power steering fluid leaks, go tomorrow and buy it and just start topping it off with that instead of regular power steering fluid or regular oil. And just, even if it's just a glob here or a glob there, and let it just work its way down, and it's going to continuously leak out fluid until it seals itself up, which took me like two weeks. I don't know if it's better if it's cold or hot, but it's been cold as shit here because we're in Texas in February, so it's been like in the 40s and 50s, 60s. But it's not really that cold, just a lot of people, I guess. It's not like it's zero, but just maintenance. But yeah, a glob if you need, and just top it off. The one for the engine is only, it's less than $20, and if you're gonna change your oil, you might as well just use the whole thing. I recommend just go ahead and get it in there. But you can either use a little bit, you can use a lot, like Simply Sarah says, use what you have. If you have half of a cup, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, get it in there, because it is, you'll notice if you've never seen it, just imagine the consistency of honey. And a lot of people dog on it, but a lot of people, I don't want to use it, I don't want to put any on stabilizer. Well, if you don't want to use it, go ahead and you spend $3,000 on getting this fixed or this fixed. But I'd rather spend $20, or I think the power steering one's $15. I look like death. But yeah, for both of those, it was less than $40. So if that fixed it was, financially speaking, that's obviously the way to go. And it does fix it. It doesn't just half-ass fix it. It goes in there and seals all that shit up. The last time I used it on my power steering it's been a long time. But that power steering rack and pinion with Lucas has lasted actually longer than the power steering rack and pinion that came on the car, brand new in 2001. Only because I've used Lucas, because it's leaked like 3 different times. And I think it's been 3 different places. But, I don't know. It still drives like a dream, so, I don't know. So, try Lucas. Sorry I look like shit. It is what it is. Everybody have a happy late Valentine's Day, because better late than never. Y'all guys take care.